so blessed to be alive because of you guys. For your life-giving efforts, I'm here today with Dr. Rafi and everyone here. I'm just so amazed at the team, at everything you guys did to help me, and my heart's beating because of all of you, and I'm breathing because of all of you, so thank you so much. I remember passing out at my older sister's house and being rushed to West Hills in the emergency room. I remember them doing some scans on me and saying that I had a prolonged QT in my heart. They kept me overnight for observation, and upon being admitted to the hospital, I fainted again. And the rapid response team came, and I remember being not resuscitated there, but I remember them trying to breathe for me and like having an oxygen mask over my face. And then I remember them pulling me up with the pulley they have, and then being put on the bed and then rushed to the ICU.
She had a large blood clot that had traveled into her arteries of her lungs. We call that a pulmonary embolism. And obviously it can be life-threatening, as was the case in hers. And it was blocking flow to her lungs and therefore the rest of her body. When I saw Brianna, I imagined this could be my own sister, it could be my own daughter, it could be my family member. She's a young woman who was otherwise healthy. And there are those patients that come along who you just cannot give up on.
I think that there were times when we were all doubtful that the result would be positive, in that, it's pulmonary emboli are often very sudden death happens. And in this case, we knew we were dealing with massive pulmonary emboli, and we were doing everything that we could.
Someone told me, just today we're not giving up on this woman. We're not giving up on this little girl, and we're going to keep going.
We just couldn't stop. This was a young woman. Many of us were looking at her and knowing that we had children at home that were the same age. So it never occurred to us not to continue resuscitation.
I thought I was going to lose my girl. It's very emotional. Before I even got to the room, I was already emotional. Driving, I was emotional. This every day is emotional, a reminder to me. It was a parent's worst nightmare. Never saw this coming. Never saw this coming. I didn't know what was happening. Everything kept changing.
We were elated after about 90 minutes of CPR that Brianna at one point did even reach up and try to pull her tube out, which told us that not only did we have cardiac function, that her brain was still there.
It makes me feel really warm inside. It makes me feel internally grateful for each and every one of them. It helps bring me closure in that I can put a face to a name, and I can kind of recreate what happened to me and what happened to all of us on that day and night.
So this is truly what gives meaning to what we do as doctors, as nurses, as care providers. Sleepless nights from the days and years ago when we were in training until now. This is really the reason we do what we do. It's an important reminder, and it's a feeling that's very difficult to describe.
It's just wonderful. It's gratifying. It's fuel to keep going, because when you work in critical care, sometimes no matter what you do, the outcome may not be good. And in this case, the outcome could not have been better.
That they are angels, that there was God's hand in this, that the team here absolutely is committed to what they do. They don't give up. They didn't give up. And I am forever thankful that my daughter is alive because of it.
It kind of touches my heart to see that they never gave up and that they cared enough for me as like a young person to have a good and long life. It was just amazing to hear that, and it made me feel really loved and appreciative of the West Hills team and everyone involved.